This is Vicki Romaine with Cheerful Greetings, and today is the 8th day of Christmas, a textured tag. Now, it's not really 8 days, but 8 Thursdays that are left before Christmas. So I have this pretty this pretty napkin, and it doesn't really matter what my napkin looks like because I'm going to open it up, and the part that I'm going to use is going to be the liner. I'm taking a piece of Scotch tape, and I'm going to go into the corner and rip me a place out of the liner. In other words, I'm trying to get something to get hold of without ripping the napkin itself. Because in this case, I will be using the napkin for another project. I want to keep my liner intact as much as possible. And some napkins have 2 layers, and some have just one. This particular napkin has 2 layers, so I'll have to get both layers off before we begin. I've taken a piece of tape to make a hole in the first layer to make it so I can pull this layer off without tearing my napkin. And if you will notice over to the left there, the liner is still on there. That layer tore and only one part of it came off. So I'm hoping now that I'm trying to get my second liner off that both liners will come off at the same time, and it looks like it's going to. If I get hold of this piece of napkin, there we go. Now, all of it is coming off this time, that extra piece that tore. Okay, we now have our napkin without the liners, and I folded it up now so that I can use it at a later time. Okay, I'm pulling off this extra piece of liner so it won't be quite as thick. And next, I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and I will cut the liner into approximately 4 pieces. They don't have to be even. I just need about 1/4 of a napkin to work with at a time. I have 3 tags here that I will be working with for right now. And what I'm going to do is use about 1/4 of a napkin on each one. So I'm going to start with some Modge Podge. This jar is just about empty, but we're going to finish it up maybe today. And I'm using a sponge brush, and I'm going to smear the Modge Podge all over my tag. I'm going to give it a fairly good coating. Then I'm going to take one of the napkin quarters, put it on top of the tag, and squunch it up and make it all wrinkly and have texture when this dries. Then I'm going to take and put some more Modge Podge on top. And sometimes I will just kind of dab it in the crevices and all, so to make sure it has good coverage. Then I'm going to do the same thing to all 3. Okay, now that I have all of them done, I will put them aside so that they can dry. Now I have 2 tags here that I put Modge Podge on last night. I'm not sure what these 2 little black spots are, but in any case, they will give my tag more texture. I don't know if it was in the Modge Podge or whether it was on the tag and I didn't notice it, but anyway, we will not worry about it. What I'm doing now is cutting the leftover pieces of napkin from the tag so that it won't hang over, and we'll have a nice neat tag. If you will notice, the tag is warped just a little bit from all the pull from the gesso and everything, but it will straighten out at the end. What I'm doing now is just clipping the extra pieces off and making sure the tag looks like I want it to. And this one again has a lot of the napkin showing over the sides, so we'll just cut this off and won't have to mess with it. By the way, on the back of each of my tags that I'm making, I plan to put a book page. I will not be showing that during the tutorial, but I wanted you to know that it will look nice and neat on the back using a book page. Okay, we'll get rid of some of our scraps here, and we will get to the fun part in just a minute. Okay, I have some delusional spray here, and I'm going to try very hard to spray on the tag and not get it all over the table here. So we shall see what we can do. I'm not very good at spraying, but I want this kind of splotchy, so I think that's what I'm aiming for. I'm spraying a little water on the tag so the spray will run a little bit. Now I'm working with the embossing powders, and I accidentally put the wrong thing on here. I put the static free powder, and I didn't want it all over everywhere. So what I'm doing now is getting the some of it off, if I possibly can, with a brush. And then I will use my heat gun to heat it up, and hopefully I'll end up with something that I really like. I don't know what it'll be like since I put the wrong item on there. So I'm going to put this aside so I don't pick it up by mistake again. I'm going to mark it on my top. Okay, I'm going to get out my heat gun now and heat my tag. As I said, I put the wrong thing on here. I thought I had my embossing powder, but I didn't. I had my static, non-static powder instead. And I hope I haven't ruined my tag completely because I like the way it is. I'm hoping it'll keep that kind of gray faded look at the bottom because that's what I want. And it looks like it is. The tag's getting hot on me. And I'm going to go completely over it. Okay, I'm just about through with this tag, I think, and I like the way it looks. Sometimes a goof up will give you a new idea. Anyway, I'm going to clip this little piece of napkin that was hung on the edge of my tag, and this tag's background will be finished. Okay, I have a bunch of stickers that I have bought or that were left over from last year. And I've always, all along, decided I wanted to put a penguin on a tag. And so we're going to put him down. And he sticks pretty well on Modge Podge and napkin and spray. And if for some reason your stickers don't work or don't stick, you can always put some glue underneath them, and they'll stay on. I have since I have a number of stickers, I'll probably change my mind 2 or 3 times as to what I put on. I have a set here, so let me see if I can find it, that is this one. It's a row of borders, and I'm going to clip a piece off and put it on. I think that will look nice at the top. Give me a second, let me just clip this off. I have a choice of 4 different borders, 5 different borders, excuse me. And we'll pick this one and see how it looks. I think that looks nice. I need 1 or 2 more items on here, so I'll just let you watch me change my mind 2 or 3 times. I probably will. I usually do when I'm working with something like this. And usually if you put a sticker on and you change your mind, they usually will work well again if you put them back on the plastic or on some sort of acrylic piece, so that they won't lose their stickiness. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting a tree up here. But I think since it's a penguin, I'm going to go with snowflakes. So we'll pull us out a couple of snowflakes. These are pretty nice and thick, and they'll show up on my tag. And if it's snowing, you're going to need more than 1, so we'll just put a couple more. And then what I like to do, let's see, I'm thinking about a tree, but that may be too much. So like I said, if you stick it back on the plastic, it will be good. I always like to have one thing hanging off the edge. So I've put a snowflake on that I've kind of cut the edge off, and then I'm going to put that little edge on the other side, and hopefully it will stay in place. Now, after this tutorial, I will be showing you some other tags that I have made in the last couple days that are very similar, but each tag has its own personality. Okay, I'm putting on a teeny-weensy little tree up at the top there, and I didn't want anything too overbearing. Okay, I'm putting ribbon on from my stash. I had a big shoebox full of ribbon, and we're going to start with the next tag. Okay, this time I'm going to be putting my Versamark ink on. And I'm going to use embossing powder this time, and the color is Tanzanite. So it's a nice blue color. There's an area that I had missed, so I'm putting a little more down there at the bottom. I'm going to put my leftovers back in the container. And we'll be ready to use our heat gun now on our tag. And this time you'll notice that the embossing powder sticks. And I don't have a whole lot of it. I have a lot of texture, but the Versamark didn't seem to pick all of it up, but I think it picked up enough of it to show that the background does have texture in it. And I like the way the blue goes on top of the red. Okay, I'm almost finished with this tag now. I'm going to be working with my stickers a little bit. And in the meantime, I hope you are enjoying this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And as you see me working, you will see that I change my mind a lot. Sometimes I have certain ideas, and if they don't work out like I want in the first place, I'll change it and do it another way. As you can see, I changed my mind from the reindeer sticker to the snowman sticker. And I changed the side of the Christmas tree from the right to the left. Excuse me. Now, both of our tags are almost finished. The only thing I need to do is put a tassel or a ribbon or something in the top of the second tag. Before I put the ribbon in, though, I'm going to distress my tag. I want it to look a little different from the other one. And distressing is a good addition to almost anything. And I like to distress a lot of my items. I think it kind of gives it a finished look to it. Okay, that's done now. This is actually a piece of cording with a tassel on the end. And here are my two tags. As promised, I'm going to show you the other tags that I had made previously. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and will try it out. And I hope you'll come back and see what I am going to make for the 7th day of Christmas. And in the meantime, please subscribe. And don't forget, have a great crafting day. Bye.